What is going on, everybody? This is Cody, aka DFS Project, coming to you live breaking down this upcoming DraftKings three-game slate for NBA playoffs. Today's Tuesday. Before we get hella going for me, definitely subscribe. Today was not a bad day. We cashed in the main slate. I was really surprised because I kind of fell asleep and missed a great game. But that's what happens when I work night shift, as I sleep at random times. So now I'm up. So I figured, why not? Let's just go and dig in. But Cash main slate showdowns didn't look good. Out to the slate that's popping up that I'm hoping to dwell in. But we have, like I said, a three-game slate. I'm off tomorrow, or I'm off technically today, and then work tomorrow. But Jason Tatum. Let's start with Atlanta, Boston. On the Atlanta side, Trae Young, Jonathan Murray, not two really great plays I'm interested in. Um, this is just a mad matchup for the Hawks. That's the problem, is nothing really stands out to me. I'm much of the target this last game. Jonathan Murray 8,000. It's cheap. It's definitely cheap, but again, not really appealing to me. Capello, John Collins, meh, meh. There's just not a lot I want on this Atlanta team. Nobody really is just sticking to my eye and saying, "Wow, let's get him." Well, maybe Bog. Bog is cheap at 4.8, but again, I'd rather go to other value. On the Boston side, Jaden Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Um, they both got price decreases. That's the main thing to focus on. Um, I like both, especially being at the under 10K price tag for Jaden Tatum, being under 9K for Jaylen Brown. I like that. Malcolm Brogdon, 5-1, not really interested in. If you want to go to look at Al Horford, hovering around that price range. Again, it's the main two that I really want to get to in this first game. This first game is not really a game I want to target. Um, Knicks at Cleveland, there's an injury that I really want to talk about, but Julius Randle, 8-6. 8-6 for Julius Randle. 8-6. Too cheap. Too cheap. Jalen Brunson, looking at him at 7-9. Cheap. Cheap, 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 cheap. Um, so again, they're cheap. That's the story of this slate right now. Is they're cheap from not 8-2 to 6-8. Hmm. Josh Hart, doubtful. Doubtful. So you're gonna give me Obi Toppin at 3-8? 3-8. Obi Toppin. So we could see Quigley, we could see Obi Toppin, we could see more Quentin Grimes. I like Quentin Grimes at 4-7. I like Obi Toppin at 3-8. I like a lot of this Knicks team. If you want to get throw-in pieces of the Knicks, I wouldn't blame you one bit. Donovan Mitchell 9-2 for Donovan Mitchell. Went down only 600. Um, if you want to stack Julius Randle and Donovan Mitchell, I wouldn't blame you with a couple value pieces on the Knicks. I get it. Darius Garland, not really looking at him. Evan Mobley 7-1. Not really looking at him either. I'm not really getting to the bigs here. It's mainly, like I said, I'm going to get value in this last game with the Clippers and Phoenix because Kawhi Leonard 9-4. We've seen two games going above 50, and now we're getting him at a discount price of 9-4. That is unbelievably too cheap. What Westbrook 7-8. I don't mind that, but again, rather go to other mid-range values. Eric Gordon 4-4. I like the upside he brings to the table. Seeing 30 minutes, give me that all day. Um, Batum, meh. 20 minutes, not really liking that, but at 3-9, that's viable. Marcus Morris Sr., 22 minutes, not really like, nah, I'd rather go to Gordon. But where is Zubac? Yeah. Not really liking that. But Eric Gordon, I like that. I like Kawhi. I don't mind Westbrook. And maybe some Marcus Morris if you're really scavenging for value. Phoenix though, this is where I want to talk about. Torrey Craig 4-2. I like the upside he brings. Saw a playoff high in minutes, play a playoff high in real life points. I like that a ton. Give me Torrey Craig. I don't mind going to Landry Shaman if there's no campaign because somebody's got to play the bench role. I like that. A dart though would be Terrence Ross. I mean, at 3-6, if you need value badly, I get it. Um, that's just a GPP dart throw. But again, Landry Shaman, I don't mind that with campaign. Because 24 minutes is I'll take that all day for Landry Shaman, especially if we're gonna go scars and scrubs. KD and Devin Booker. I'd rather go to KD other than Devin Booker. That's where I'm kind of focusing my leeway because I don't think Devin Booker has a great game. I think this is going to be the KD game. It's just a narrative base. It's just my honest opinion. Chris Paul hovering around 40s. If I'm going to get 40 out of him again, I don't mind it. DeAndre Ayton, though, is 6'2". This is a smash ball for DeAndre Ayton. I think he comes back in this matchup and has a great game. So I don't see how they can stop him. But again, my value is going to come from kind of Torrey Craig and some of the Suns. I don't mind paying cheap on the Knicks. And then I'm kind of just not looking at the first game. But that wraps up the safe though. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great and safe rest of the night. Have a good one, everybody.